and welcome to the Dean Lewis YouTube channel. Effectively today we are going over the Ferrari 360. This is bittersweet. It's almost like a first drive and a last drive for this car, because as of Thursday it may be sold. A few weeks ago a friend of mine who runs a car dealership said that he thought I had the potential to make 10 grand, which means that owning this car, if anything, has been free, if not made me money. So it opened up the options and, well, I said yes, let's go for it. I mean, you can't turn down that sort of money, and it allows me to go on and do different things in the future. So I suppose that is the question. What is the future? Well, that could be one of two things. I either go for something a little bit cheaper and do a build on it. So I'm either thinking an Aston Martin Vantage, making it matte black, adding some Maxton design splitters and rear wing, and then getting it straight piped. The other side of it could be that I look at something like a 911, and with that 911 I look at how I can make that different. So that could be by adding a Cup R body kit, a GT2 RS body kit, something like that. And then, well, the complete opposite is to go all in and find some extra money and go for something like a McLaren 540C or an Audi R8 V10 Plus. Something that is well and truly at the modern front end of supercars. Because there's no lying, this car's 25 years old and it comes with its quirks. So, for example, if I want to go out and drive it, I had to leave it and let it warm up. If I don't drive it for a few days, you get lights on the dash, and then as soon as you do drive it, they go away. Something like this is meant to be used, but it's meant to be used in a warm, dry climate. The UK is not the right place for this car, and really, this winter's really told me that. With the flooding that we're seeing in South Wales, I haven't been able to get this car at the garage for a good 6 weeks, and I intend to use these cars every day. So that's opened up the question of, should I get a daily? And you guys should know by this point that I've got a Defender coming, which then actually means that I can make my non-daily a little bit more stupid, and that's kind of my intention. So what would I say about this car after owning it for the period I have, which is about 2 years, 14,000 miles, and about £8,900 spent in maintenance? Well, actually it's the fact that it is a reasonably reliable car. If you use it, if you treat it right and you service it correctly, it won't cost you that much money. The reason I've seen the costs that I have is because I've done lots of cosmetic upgrades, because obviously this car is 25 years old. There's signs of wear and tear that just need sorting, and hopefully those don't need doing for another 25 years. Further to that is preventative maintenance. Now don't get me wrong, I could have put it through 2 £700 services in those 2 years and had pretty enjoyable risk-free motoring. But I kind of had to spend the money. I had to make sure this car was right for me and that it was going to be right for the next owner. And well, seeing as it is going to a new owner, hopefully they'll appreciate what I've done with this car. I've made sure that it is kind of a very good, true example of a Ferrari 360. And, well, it's bloody rare, this car. They only made 352 right-hand drive variants in a red coupe. And on top of that, this car, I believe, is almost like tailor-made before tailor-made was a thing. It's called something like Speciali All'Assenti. And effectively that meant that you had to go into a dealer and you had to select certain things. So, for example, you could then choose from coloured carpets. Now, okay, it's not that tailor-made, it's only some carpets, but it makes it pretty unique. And I think it will treat the next owner as well as it has me. I've used this car, as I said, 14,000 miles. But those 14,000 miles weren't just around the UK, they were all over Europe. We've been to France, Belgium, we've done Luxembourg, Monaco, Italy, the list goes on. And this car has never let me down. It was fantastic. From the F1 track in Monaco, or rather the roads, right through to the Mont Blanc tunnel, and then right out onto the small Italian B roads around Como. This car was incredible, and it still gains so much attention. I don't think there's very many cars for 55 grand that will get the looks a car like this gets. And I think in the future, if I had the ability to hold on to things, I think this car will go up in value. Now, the only thing that I think is bad against this car is how much I've used it. The clock is currently showing 75,000 miles. So it's not a purist's car per se. It's not a garage princess. It's a daily driver. And I hope someone who buys this car will use it in the same way. looking after it and making sure that it survives the test of time, but really enjoying it, getting it up through the rev range and having a bit of fun, because that's what it's for. Those people that leave these in a garage and they've got 0 miles on, well, I think they missed the objective of a car like this. They're built for their engine, they're built to have fun, they're built to scream, and well, they're built to go fast. And that's another issue with this car. The day of petrol heads, I think, is over. The issue with the UK now, and especially Wales, is most of it's 20 miles an hour. And with all these new noise laws coming in, they're trying to kill something like this. And well, I'm not ready for that. So, in that ownership period, what would I say to anyone that's looking for one of these cars? Well, effectively, watch the buyer's guides that are out there. There's lots of issues with these cars. Fundamentally, the gearbox and the engine are pretty good. And being that they're an all aluminium body, they don't rust. So you may see some levels of corrosion. The key things a lot of people say to look out for is ball joints, obviously a clutch, because that would be a big ticket item. Little things like the dash is known for actually shrinking, and then effectively it looks a bit ugly. I wouldn't be put off by a car that's got slight shrinking, because it's not really worth doing at that point. When it gets worse, very much so, get it done. Wing mirrors are known for going loose. There is a screw underneath where you can tighten them, but if you've tightened them too many times, well, that's your lot. Engine mounts, a big giveaway for that is that the actual exhaust starts to drop. This car's had them done recently, and the only thing I will say about that is I don't think they've bedded in yet, because this car rattles now since having those changed. But in essence, the car is what it is. It's 25 years old. You're gonna see these slight gremlins appear. Another one that a lot of people talk about is the sticky buttons. So this car's had all of those kind of sticky elements wiped off. Effectively, they used a coating in the 90s and 2000s, and over time, whether that's heat or just the moisture, they turn into this horrid kind of sticky residue. It's easy enough to get off, but a lot of people that want to have the car looking pristine will actually send them off and have them refinished. The only thing is, that is a very big ticket item. So I guess that opens up all the points on this car. I've gone over why I'm selling it, being the fact that I can make 10 grand and have enjoyed it for that amount of time. The fact that it is an incredible car, but it's not something you can use every day, although it should be used. And as that V8 sounds in the back, it should be allowed to scream. And well, in the UK, that's becoming more and more difficult. So all I can say is long live the V8s, and I hope the next person has as much fun as I did in this car. So, as I said, bittersweet. I love this car, but it's on its way out. So that was the first drive on this channel with the new setup, and also potentially the last. We'll be bringing the journey for the new car very, very soon, and I hope you all just decide to follow this. I also have got to say, 90% of the people that watch this channel aren't subscribed, so if you could, it would mean the world. The quicker I get to monetization, the more time I can spend on the channel, and the more fun I can have with cars like this and share the experience with you. So that's everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.